Good evening, too. We've got a couple of clouds moving in from the northwest, some thin clouds, a little bit of some low clouds coming up from the south, mainly staying to our west and southwest, and a couple of thunderstorms trying to develop over west central Missouri. You see those popping up, but again, nothing really coming of any of these as we remain underneath a dome of high pressure that is really just dominating our weather over the last several days. We saw, call it a break in the heat the last couple of days, but it really hasn't cooled off substantially. The heat advisory continues for a large part of the area today and will repeat again tomorrow afternoon, and a air quality warning over in the Kansas City area. Right now we've got mostly sunny skies at Prairie Bend Casino. You can see a few of those thin clouds up over Mayetta as well as in the Manhattan area, so it's not completely clear, but it's certainly not cloudy. Just a few passing clouds across the area. In Topeka, 94 degrees with a heat index of 102. Now 94, the hottest we've been so far today, but the heat index has been up as high as 104. So we've kind of teetered around depending on just how high the dew point has been, that measurement of moisture in the air. We got southerly winds anywhere from 8 to as high as 17 miles per hour. That's the good news. Last week, we had a lot of those days without much movement of the air. This week, we're seeing a little bit more of a south breeze helping, although helping to heat us back up. 98 at Linden, 98 at Junction City and Clay Center, up to 97 degrees right now. Then you factor in the humidity, it feels like 103 at Manhattan, 101 at Burlington, 98 at Hiawatha, but 102 at Marysville. And the dew point in the upper 60s and low 70s. Humid to muggy, kind of the range that we're in right now. Not as muggy as it had been, but it's still pretty humid out there. And so when we look at this on Future Track, notice those darker shades of green by morning, hang around even some really dark shades of green at times tomorrow. So it'll actually get hotter before the break comes in. The front slides through. It'll be muggy right along and even immediately behind the front for a while. It'll take some time. We'll stay fairly humid Thursday, but we'll be cooler. But then on Friday, we'll be not only cooler, but also less humid. So kind of stair-stepping downward in the right direction as we take a look at our heat index from upper 70s in the morning to lower 100s tomorrow. Would not be surprised if we get 105 or higher at times briefly tomorrow. And then as we look into the daytime Thursday, look at that peak heat index closer to 90. Much more enjoyable temperatures as well as the heat levels and humidity as well. There's a look at the isolated storms by tomorrow afternoon. We'll start off humid and partly cloudy. Then the clouds start to build in. Heat index may peak between about 105 and 108 with south breezes and about 98 tomorrow. A few storms possible with 91 in the evening. A look at your 7-day forecast, about a 40% chance of storms. This is when the front is approaching. Out ahead of the front, we'll see some storms in the late afternoon and evening hours, and then a few more as we head into Thursday morning. Temperature around 85 on Thursday, and then into the middle to upper 80s through the weekend, all the way into next week with overnight lows coming back down into the 60s. So a nice stretch of a break in the heat. After tomorrow's very hot day, then we do get a significant lowering of both the heat and eventually